while drinking with my new coworker, Marcus. We got into the usual Friday night banter. He was swiping through Tinder, half joking, half serious, showing me his matches. That's when I saw a photo I couldn't unsee. It was my wife, Amber, smirking in a tight red dress, her bio cold and clinical. Married, but I cheat smart. Let's keep it risky. I froze. Marcus noticed. Dude, you okay? My voice cracked as I said, that's my wife. The look on his face flipped from amusement to horror. Man, I'm sorry, I had no idea. I swear I wasn't trying to. I waved it off. It's not you. It's her. 15 years of marriage. 15 years of lies. We've been high school sweethearts. Built everything together. Or so I thought. Amber always made it sound like I was too loyal, like it was some flaw. She'd say, you're too good for your own good. Turns out, she meant it as an insult. Marcus offered to block her, but I said no. I had a better idea. Let's keep chatting, I said. Let's see how deep this rabbit hole goes. By the next morning, she had messaged him. Flirty, eager. 2 weeks later, she told him I was a faithful dog. Then came the words that gutted me. I faked everything for 15 years. Sex, emotions, our family traditions. All fake. I couldn't believe it until I heard it in her own words. I looked at our wedding photo on the wall that night. She looked radiant. I looked proud. Now, I looked like a damn fool. But not for long. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to cry. I was going to end this on my terms. I began preparing my revenge the moment she confirmed her first date with Marcus. And when she walked in after her girls' night out, still wearing perfume that wasn't for me, she had no idea what was coming. I kept feeding Marcus lines to say to her. Things I always wanted to hear from her. Things she hadn't said in years. She bit on all of them. Amber told him she couldn't stand how boring I'd become, that I worshipped her too much, that I never made her feel dangerous anymore. Meanwhile, I was screen recording everything. Every message, every selfie, every plan she made to sneak off with the hot guy from accounting. She didn't know that guy was sitting next to her husband. I played the long game. 2 more weeks of this twisted Tinder courtship, and she finally agreed to meet him at a rooftop bar downtown. The same bar where we had our 10th anniversary. She sent Marcus a photo before she left. She wore the necklace I gave her last Christmas, the one with the fake diamond, because she said the real ones made her look too materialistic. I laughed bitterly. Now I knew why she was fine with fake. I timed it perfectly. She left at 7:10 p.m. I waited until 7:25 to initiate the real plan. I transferred all our joint savings, my paychecks, her unused bonuses, into a separate account under my name. Legal, clean, prepared weeks in advance. I then withdrew from the refinance application on our mortgage, the one she was counting on to open her new boutique. The bank notified her within hours. Her phone started buzzing while she was still sipping cocktails. Marcus texted her, "Be right back, babe." He never returned. At 9:46 p.m., she walked back into the house, tipsy, lipstick smudged. She didn't even notice my bags packed by the door. "Hey, babe, thought you were working late," she said casually, kicking off her heels. I stood by the fireplace, remote in hand. "Did you have fun tonight?" I asked calmly. She froze. What do you mean?" The TV flickered to life. I hit play. Her messages, her selfies, her voice. I faked everything for 15 years. She covered her mouth, horror spreading across her face. You were spying on me?" "No," I said, stepping past her. "I just stopped pretending." And that was when she screamed the words like a lifeline. "I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant," she screamed, tears streaking her makeup, desperation dripping from every word. I didn't flinch. Instead, I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "Whose is it?" She blinked. What?" I stepped closer. "You said you faked everything for 15 years. That includes the birth control, right? So whose baby is it?" That's when her legs gave out. She collapsed onto the couch, sobbing. "I don't know. I didn't mean for this to happen. Marcus was just a game." I finally laughed. Not loud, just enough for her to hear how done I was. "You cheated smart, right? Guessed that intelligence didn't extend to consequences." She looked up at me, shaking. "Please, don't leave me. I made a mistake. We can fix this. We have history." I cut her off. "No, I had history. You had secrets." I pulled out the manila envelope I'd left on the table, filled with printouts of her messages, screenshots, and a copy of the video. "I already emailed this to your parents." Your sister. Oh, and your boss. Her jaw dropped. What the hell is wrong with you? You're destroying my life. I smiled. Cold. Final. No, Amber. I'm just returning the favor. She lunged toward me, grabbing my wrist. You can't do this. What about us? What about everything we built? You burned that bridge the moment you thought you could treat me like a faithful dog. I shook her off like she was nothing. Because now, that's exactly what she was. I walked toward the door. She was still sobbing, still clinging to the idea that maybe, just maybe, I'd turn around. I didn't. Instead, I paused at the doorway and said, I booked a paternity test for tomorrow. You better pray it's mine. And I left. 2 weeks later, the results came in. Not mine. Marcus's. I heard from a mutual friend that Amber got fired after HR received that file. Her family went radio silent on her. As for the boutique, denied. No financing without my co-signature. She moved in with a friend in a one-bedroom apartment on the edge of town. A month after I left, she messaged me. Just one line. I regret everything. I didn't reply. I just smiled, tossed my phone on the table, and poured myself a drink. Turns out, being a faithful dog has its perks. We wait. We watch. And when the time is right, we bite.